Good day, folks. Thanks for tuning in. You may wonder what Canadians do, particularly Canadian glider pilots do during the long winter season that we have here. Winter can last, could be 5 months. We'll have snow on the ground. We don't have any mountains in this part of Canada, so we don't have any ridge soaring, we don't have any wave soaring. The only kind of soaring we do have is thermal soaring, and thermal soaring doesn't work very well when you've got a lot of snow on the ground. So, what do we do to occupy ourselves during these long, cold winter months? That's a good question. The obvious thing that comes to mind would be using Condor to do some virtual soaring, and I've done that with a number of friends. We get together and we'll do that on every week, and that's a lot of fun. But there's other things to be done during the winter as well, so that I can enjoy the future flying season. You might recall in one of my previous videos, My Glider Sings to Me, I have a Vario that sounds kind of odd. It makes kind of a sing-song sound. Sometimes it doesn't sound all that great, and I find it very noisy and distracting in flight. So one of the things I wanted to do is to see if I could do anything about that. So I looked into it, and as it turns out, the Vario had very old firmware. But updating the firmware wasn't so easy, so I had to build a custom cable in order to be able to update the firmware, and that's something that I did. In the end, the Vario now beeps, although it's hard to test without actually putting it in the aircraft and flying it. Actually, I was able to create a situation where I could have higher pressure and then go to lower pressure, which would kind of simulate climbing, and the Vario did respond to that. Another thing that needed to be looked into was the seat pan for the glider. There was a fiberglass repair job that was done at one point in time near the landing gear handle, and the fiberglass is starting to peel away. So I did do some work, and I was able to repair that particular area of the seat pan. Additionally, the seat pan coating was wearing off, and it's made from fiberglass, and sitting in there with a bare arm against the side, I was starting to get some fiberglass fibers in my arm when I flew. So that's something else that had to be done. So I figured I would paint that, and as a result, the paint would have all winter to dry, and when I get into a hot cockpit, it's no longer going to be gassing off fumes. So that's another thing that was done pretty much as soon as the glider was put away and the beginning of winter set in. Another project I worked on was trying to find a way to improve the positioning of the FLARM antennas. Part of the problem that we've had has been some of the FLARM range, and the best place would seem to be behind the panel and up near the top of the nose of the fuselage. So using some Lexan, I was able to create some mounts for the antennas. For the traffic view, I programmed in the airspaces as well as a number of airports and other possible landing locations. So this should help with navigation throughout the summer. Finally, two small things I did. One was putting a small clock inside the cockpit. I'll be able to keep track of the time so that when I know the forecast is indicating weakening conditions, I can be more attentive to that and head back. The other thing I did was I programmed in a number of stations on the radio so that it'll be easier to tune in to various airports as I get near them. That's all I have for this winter update. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, click like. And if you'd like to be notified of any new videos I post, feel free to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.